And so at this time, we are jumping into another presentation. And this one is going to be like a conversation now, because if you love the Jamaican culture, if you love the Jamaican people, if you love the Jamaican music, Jamaican sounds, then this one is definitely for you. Now, there's a particular activity happening somewhere in the world, right? Does anybody know what's going on over the last few days and continuing for the next couple of days? Anybody else want to tell me in the chat? Yes, all right. And which team we're cheering for, people? Which team are we cheering for? Right, so Olympics is going on and we're cheering for Jamaica. Now, we know that Jamaica is quite big when it comes on to athletics, and we know all of the awesome things that happen, right? But do you guys know that we're also big on our culture? And when I say big on our culture, I mean like it's a case where our culture in itself can be exported, our culture in itself can be monetized, and our culture in itself is something that if you are somebody who would have been performing at JCDC and so back in the day, then you also know that our culture is something that can also relieve some stress and anxiety, right? And so we are excited to bring to you our next presenter. We have an exciting conversation coming to you right now from Mr. Randy McLaren, who is the co-founder and CEO of Brescia. Does anybody in here know what Brescia is? Who can tell me what a Brescia is? Let me see how cultured we are. Randy has redefined the Jamaican culture. What is Brescia? Brescia is a bag. Listen, I see somebody here from country. Thank you. Brescia is breadfruit. They're saying Brescia is a bag. No, this is part of the culture we're talking about, guys. Randy has managed and his team has managed to redefine what Brescia is. And we're grateful for that. And we're excited because he's here today to talk to us about cultural rhythms from tradition to modern entrepreneurship. Now, Randy Makk, as he's more popularly called, is an award-winning entrepreneur. He's a dub poet and a philanthropist. He's also a Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative alumnus, a former Jamaica Youth Ambassador, as well as a Prime Minister and Commonwealth Youth Award recipient for excellence in arts and culture. Now, Randy has traveled extensively, sharing his brand of dub poetry through performance and workshops and just really creating a creative activism focus. In 2015, he co-founded Brescia with his brother Davian on their veranda in East Kingston, and Brescia now exists in a world that is focused on family and purpose and being prepared for life. To this end, they currently craft and distribute personal backpacks, duffel bags, pouches, and so much more. No, he's also he's a former head boy of Excelsior High School and deputy head boy of Woolmer's Boys School. He's a proud son of the parish of St. Thomas. Now, if you know you come from St. Thomas as well, go ahead and sound off in the chat. And his aim is really to positively impact people, families, and communities. So at this time, I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Brescia himself, who has redefined culture in Jamaica when it comes down to the breadfruit, as Brescia is now a bag. So over to you, Mr. Randy Makk. Wait, did I just do a big intro not seeing Randy Makk? Tech team, can we just confirm that Randy Makk is here? I'm seeing him. Just let me know that he's all good to go with clearing his microphone and his video. So while we wait on him to come on, so we see it going off in the chat, I'll just continue to check that out. St. Thomas checking in. Yes, so Randy, you're good to go. All right, nice. So you can go ahead and just make that screen big up so that we can see. So yes, Olympics is going on, guys, and we're cheering for Team Jamaica. And now we hear that Brescia is a bag. And then we also are having, is it a bag or a breadfruit? Somebody was very concerned. So Randy, as soon as they come on, I need you to clarify, is Brescia a bag or a breadfruit? All right, great. So Randy is on and he's going to be sharing with us shortly. All right. So tune in on August 2 for Jamaica. Yes, that is right, Jada. We're excited to hear and see all of what Jamaica is doing. All right, so I think Randy is still trying to.
Want to see my screen?
Yes, we're seeing the screen, but we're not seeing it in the slideshow as yet.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Over to you, Mr. Randy Makk.
All righty. All right. Greetings, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Shanake, you and the team for inviting me to share with the entire camp world this afternoon. It's an honor, it's a privilege to come and hold a vibe, to reason with my young people, reason with all the youth them, because I'm a youth and I'm progressive. Oh, look how we test grades them impressive. Don't me say we head down straight. Progressive, we not be it to ban Jamaicans. I said the whole we great. So we're here this afternoon to hold a reasoning and to talk a little about how culture, creativity, and entrepreneurship intersect. And I also want to throw in the mix how all three can work towards creating a positive difference, positive impact. You can earn from it. All your opportunities, all your wildest dreams and goals, you can actually accomplish through your creative work, through culture, or through cultural expressions, if you are so inclined. So so you have this nice scripture that I normally love to remind myself about. For I know the plans I have for you, declare the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And Shanaki reminded us earlier that the financial camp is about building the future entrepreneurs. So we are young people. Jamaica is as much ours as it's our parents and our grandparents. They are passing the baton in the spirit of the Olympics to us. Some of you are still in high school. You've started businesses. People like me, I've started a business. So it's important that the spirit of entrepreneurship is passed on, that we understand that there's value in our talents, in our gifts, value in our culture as a thing and as a product in and of itself. So why Brescia? Why did I start Brescia? I take you back before even Brescia. So I started Brescia around 9 years ago. And since I've been in high school, I did this poem originally written by Alison Peart, my vice principal at Excelsior High before I went to Wolmer's, called Breadfruit. So we had an inter-house competition and we had to make different meals from the breadfruit. We had to create different skits and different poems. And so we got the breadfruit. And so that's how my association in Kingston started with breadfruit, because he's a country youth. I'm from St. Thomas. We would eat breadfruit with everything. Breadfruit and salt when I never have anything else. What do you eat breadfruit with? Roast breadfruit. When I never have, if you have some hot roast breadfruit with some butter, you just make the butter melt out on top of the roast breadfruit. Nothing nice like that. If no butter in the boat, if you have some cooking in the pot in the kitchen, you just moisten it, right? And so we enjoyed growing up in the countryside. You can put in the chat what are some of the things you enjoy your breadfruit with. Tin mackerel, corn pork, some people is ackee and saltfish, different things. So before doing this poem in high school, I would have known about breadfruit from my days in country. So we did this poem in high school, and since then the association for me and Brescia has blossomed. It has taken on different shapes, different forms. And before I go into Brescia and what it is that we do at Brescia, I'm starting with Randy before Brescia. And before that, what I did was dub poetry, spoken word poetry, acting, a lot of voice acting, a lot of commercials, a lot of corporate events, including performing at Jane events. Shanaki, I remember one thing we did, I think you were a part of it, is a tour, an island-wide tour with the JN team that we went to a few branches across the island, engaging in pop-up performances with the JN clients right across the island. So I would have been doing dub poetry as my business. And I started from high school. When I went to sixth form at Wolmer's, it helped me through sixth form. When I went to university, every Pananak on campus, I was there performing. That's how I helped myself through university, right? Because I was getting paid for each function being held. official functions, hall events, even had the wonderful opportunity of touring the UK as a dub poet, as a part of a UE contingent when Jamaica celebrated 50 years of independence. So I would have gone to Birmingham, I went to London, you know, as a dub poet, performing at different official events in the UK at that time. So I want to impress upon you, it doesn't matter your talent, it doesn't matter your gift. Once you identify what you're about, the Bible talks about using the talents, no matter how many. It's about how you multiply the impact that you have, how you utilize what you are given. So it's key that we identify our God-given talents. And if you ask me, chatting is maybe one of mine. Creativity is definitely one of them. Creativity in the form of poetry, acting, writing, and as you learn later, entrepreneurship is also big on creativity. Creativity is very important for entrepreneurship. So why do I have these things up on the screen? It's not to brag, it's not to boast. It's to show you that if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, then it suits you best if you have a diverse experience. If you make use of every opportunity to learn, if you make use of every opportunity to improve, if you are the type that not dealing with box and being boxed in and being pushed into a corner, we bond that. We are the type that we believe in breaking the box. We believe in doing things differently. We always say in business world, don't be a me too company, which means you have to look and figure out ways to be different. How are you going to distinguish yourself in the marketplace? So we have a tendency in Jamaica, if I set up a stall on a road and every man says my bag juice them I sell, then instead of the brethren go sell something else, him come set up him stall and I sell bag juice too. There's no diversity. So if somebody wanted water, him don't get the water option, him get bag juice too, and then we are fight over the bag juice market on the same corner. And that's being a me too person. That's not how you should approach entrepreneurship and solving a problem. Right. And so before starting Brescia, I would have, and even while starting Brescia, I would have made use of every opportunity to learn new things. You realize I included my school and my educational experience in this because leadership, forming character, developing ideas, knowing how to start something and executing, it starts from where you are now. So don't think that when you get bigger, a switch will just flip and automatically things will fall into place. I encourage you to start thinking about projecting from now, what will life or what do you want life in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years to look like for you? And so when I was in high school, I was traveling. I was doing poetry. I was in school. When I was in university, I was traveling, doing events, earning money to help to send myself to school and buy my own things and helping with back to school from when I was in high school. Very important. As a result of this dub poetry talent, I'm not even talking about the Brescia side yet, I've been able to travel to over 15 countries doing my dub poems, doing workshops. And guess what, guys? Every time I would have traveled, I'm earning in foreign currency. Not JMD, you're earning in USD, you're earning British, what they call it, pound sterling or euros, or Canadian dollars, depending on where you would have been traveling to, or depending on what services or value you're adding and in what location. So it's very important that you don't think that you're too young to do these things. If I would have been thinking like that, then I wouldn't have reached as far as South Africa and Zambia in Africa to perform and to dub poetry. I mean, these are countries that some big mainstream artists have never been to perform. It's not about the noise in the market. It's about how you are strategic. And again, do you believe in your talent enough to charge for it? Do you believe in your talent enough to go after the opportunities and to put yourself in the right places to maximize on these opportunities? Right. So yeah, I was a youth ambassador. I was involved at the Brancy Center. I was involved with the Jane Foundation Project SEBI, which is where I understood the basic principles of social entrepreneurship. Right. So I'm saying to you, every experience in life counts. Sometimes it's how we are brought up in the home. Sometimes it's because we some rough life in our rural communities, in our inner city communities, wherever it is that we are from, and we are bent on changing. We are bent on doing something differently. And at the core, entrepreneurship is about solving a problem. So why did I start doing dub poetry? And why did I coin the term creative activism? That's because I know us as young people, sometimes we don't like the whole heap of talking. And I found out from in high school and the long devotions, I said to myself, what if I can create some poems and some creative ways to reach my peers and make devotion nice and make school events nice with a message that's creative, that's catchy, that can make a lasting impact. And it has worked. It has worked for maybe over what, two decades now. I'm maybe aging myself a little, but when you start to think about what year you left high school, it feels like some distance away. But that's when I started, and I realized from then that this thing, this talent can make a positive impact on my peers, on people in general, but I can also earn from it. Problem with Jamaica is that we're a set of creative people, but we don't maximize our rhythms, our cultural traits, our cultural norms, the things that people love about us enough. People would pay to learn patois. People have paid me to come to them country and speak patois, talk about breadfruit, talk about our culture. The fact, them just want to hear it talking, man. I'm no big dancer. I have two left foot. But when me travel and go foreign and I perform, you can't tell me say I'm a big dancer. Because people love our energy. People love the way we speak. People love so many things about us as Jamaicans, right? But we have not mastered the art of packaging it and making commercial use of it. I tell you what, when you see the Chinese, them come here, when you see the ladies from Japan, they here, when you see the Russians, they here, nothing to them just come here and waste time. They are coming here to learn our culture, to understand our dance moves, and they're going back to Japan to get rich off of that thing. You understand? So know that there is money to be earned. And if it's your passion, if it's your talent, if it's your skill, there are opportunities here and abroad. There are dancers who are traveling and doing workshops and being paid good money on a regular, consistent basis to express themselves. Right? So I want to start there with Randy as the dub poet, Randy as the performer, to let you know that if you have a creative talent, let nobody tell you that you don't have value and that you cannot maximize it and you cannot earn sustainably from it. Because as a performer and as a creative, I don't subscribe to the doing art for art's sake or the broke artist business. Nope, nope, nope. There is something that I learned very early in my life. After doing, and I don't know if any of you remember this, I would have been one of the persons at the forefront of the advocacy for the survivors of the Armadale fire. This is when about 7 girls died in the Armadale juvenile facility. I remember years later doing a forum for them. Also for the survivors, we held an event at Boonall Oasis and had a retreat, and we had food and we had bus to take them from point A to point B. We had some psychologists there. They had a grand time. We had food. But when that event finished and we felt good that we are making the greatest impact and we're giving back and we are doing a world of good, tutus, guys, from a higher feeling like, we're accomplishing things. Days later, people started calling for their monies to rent the space, to rent the bus, to pay for the food, all of this. And we had to find a way to give the people them and pay the people them their money. What did I learn in that moment? And what it is I want you to take away from what I'm saying? It costs to care. Sometimes we have a weird relationship with money, and money is important to help us to do the good that we want to do in life. In fact, for me, I see money, I see riches, I see wealth as a vehicle to channel into improving people, improving communities, improving families, to make my country better, right? So it's important that you understand that you shouldn't just want to get rich and wealthy. What it is What is the value? What is the impact that's greater than the riches and the wealth that you are adding? Yeah. What is the impact that you want to leave? What is your legacy that you're concerned about? And because that will determine how you approach money. If you just see money as something to get and to just floss and hype and show off versus using it as to live a nice life, take care of yourself, take care of your family, but also use it as a tool to impact and to empower. For me, that's my reality as not just an entrepreneur, but a social entrepreneur, an impact entrepreneur, somebody who believes in giving back. And there's always a social mission at the core of anything that I do, which is why you see these kind of things that I've experienced and I've been so honored and privileged to be a part of. So then what is a business, you might ask? I like Brad Sugar's definition. A business is a commercially viable, profitable enterprise that works without you. Now, you may not be at the point where you can start something and it works without you right now, but you should always keep this in mind. Well, I am keeping this in mind because what a lot of us do is say that we're an entrepreneur or you want freedom, but instead of getting the freedom that you desire, you end up manage to build yourself a job. So if that's what you want, that's fine. But you have to get clear on what is the end goal for you, right? What it is that you want for yourself. If you are starting off, chances are you'll have to be head cook and buckle washer at the beginning. But the aim should always be to find people who are better than you, to get experts in as you grow, as you develop and look to scale, who can actually take over the different functions from you. Otherwise, the business will not grow and the business will stop, right? So Brescia was started by myself and my brother in 2015, and I'm running through very quickly and sharing my story. Hopefully it can help to inspire you guys to know that we can do it. We are young people and we can do great things. I left St. Thomas for high school. When I passed to Excelsior, I left St. Thomas, came to Kingston, lived in Rockfort, where I stayed there to go to Excelsior, as you saw on the previous slide, became head boy of the school, went to Woolmans for sixth form, became deputy head boy in a year or so. So we can do great things if our mind is set to it. As brothers, we wanted to do something together that would help to move the needle for the family. Never born will go spoon now mouth. We know that things were hard back home in St. Thomas. We wanted to improve the condition of our family. And so we wanted to do something together. We landed on bags. Why? Because all the bags that we were wearing to school, to work, that we were traveling with were being imported into the island. And so we saw a wonderful opportunity for import substitution. Not only that, connecting it back to creativity and our culture, Jamaicans, our athletes at the Olympics, our musicians, our reggae dancehall acts, they are known and loved the world over. But what we don't have are tangible brands, tangible products that's moving with our famous celebrities. We don't have a brand that's moving with that's capturing the love that people share for our music and our athletes as they move across the world. And so we saw an opportunity. We say if other countries have them Louis V and them Gucci and them Armani, said, why can't we have our Brescia? and so the word, we decided on Brescia because I've been performing this poem called Me Love Me Breadfruit from 2004. And when I left high school and went on campus, I became Mr. Breadfruit. We're from St. Thomas, as I said, and the first breadfruit tree in Jamaica was actually planted in Bath in St. Thomas. So we're getting some history and some culture here. The first breadfruit tree in Jamaica was planted in Bath Fountain, the garden in Bath, in Jamaica. And so Brescia is paying homage to Jamaica, where we're from, our culture. So anywhere in the world you are or you go or wherever you see Brescia, just know that it connects to yard and is something from home and it's relating to Jamaica. And so we wanted a name that's culturally relevant, that could transcend borders and people of Jamaican descent, home and abroad in the diaspora would connect with. So this is where we started. This is not even the old domestic machine that we started with. This was our first second-hand industrial machine. This is the exact spot on our veranda in East Kingston that we started Brescia. Note, we did not start in a big, pretty office, a 14, 15-story high-rise building. No, my brother is a self-taught designer. Me not him usually pull down old bags and build them up and made his own designs until we had something that we thought was ready for the market. Literally, what I did, I hung it up on the wall out by Rockford, took some photos, posted to Instagram and Facebook. We got our first 3 orders. I took deposit from these first 3 companies, and we took the 50% deposit, went downtown Kingston, bought the material, thread, everything that we needed to make these first 3 bags. And ladies and gentlemen, my friends, that is how Brescia as we know it started. Brescia, not the breadfruit, them, we're not roasting breadfruit, but we are roasting bags. Yes, so we are making bags, and we started by making bags primarily for the school market. But a few years ago, we actually branched off into the corporate space with our Roast by Brescia collection, which you'll see some photos of in a few. So I want to impress upon you that you can start exactly where you are. You have a food business, you don't have a kitchen. That's all. You want to be a mechanic, you have a garage. Start where you are. You have a table if you want to offer some services, you have a laptop, you have a phone. How are you maximizing these things and you know, to turn some profit or to solve a problem, which is essentially what entrepreneurship is about. How are you going to apply your skills, your creativity, your knowledge, our cultural assets into profit or to solve a problem? For me, I strongly believe, as I was connecting to earlier, that the best way to reach our people and to reach young people, we have to be creative, right? And that's the only way we're going to connect with them, only way we're going to get positive change, only way we're going to get them engaged. I strongly believe that we have to use our creativity, our cultural assets to our advantage. And so if you're going to go in entrepreneurship, it's important that you have a core purpose, your why. Why are you going into business? It should not be, your main why should not be because Jano Randy, I'm some money more I'm making a cause, my desk. You understand what I'm saying? No. There should be more punch to it, more value, more determination, more grit. You need a strong why that is bigger than the financial value. A larger than life, this thing that will get you out of bed when you don't feel like it. This thing that will keep you going when you buck your toe. This thing that will keep you going when there's no money being made, when your clients are paying you late, when the sales now convert. Because, my friends, if there is not a strong why that keeps you going, you will quit. You're going to stop, you're going to lock shop, and you would have wasted your time. So for us at Brescia, and for me personally, because our company why and our company purpose, our company vision and mission is connected into my personal values as well. I believe that our Jamaican family and families by and large are quite dysfunctional. And so what we want to do as a company is to make families purposeful and prepared through the experiences and products and services that we share. So when you see a Brescia bag, picture it as an ultimate companion, a tool, an experience that is really trying to help you to be productive, to be organized, to protect the devices that you use to earn your bread, to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. Equally, we concern ourselves about how we treat our internal family, which are our team members. So when they come to us, we want to know how many children they have. Where do they go to school? How are they doing? How can we assist with via our homework program, for instance? Okay, every September morning, don't worry about backpacks. You have 1, 2, 3 children, they'll get a bag to go back to school. You understand? So we want to understand all of these things because we see ourselves as a family company. So culturally, at the core, we are built up as a family company, and everything that we do is built around that. We want to improve people. We want to improve families because we believe in people and families being purposeful and prepared, because purposeful and prepared families will lead to purposeful and prepared people, communities, and countries. Very important. So it's not just, oh, we don't get up every day saying we want to make millions and millions and millions. Of course, that's important. And when you look at it, triple bottom line, people, profit, planet, the profit is important. Because as I said to you earlier, it costs the care. No matter the good that you want to do in life, it will cost money. And so as a social enterprise and as an entrepreneur, you have room using your creativity, using your imagination. You can generate profit, but you're not just generating profit for the sake of it. You are also ensuring that some of that profit is being channeled into making a positive impact. People, profit, planet. You have to take care of the people that you work with, take care of yourself if it's you alone, because people are encouraged by how well you take care of them and discouraged if you don't. You need to figure out what are your core values. What are the things that drive you? What are the things that will guide be your compass? What are the things that will help you to say yes versus no? Should we or shouldn't we? So collaborate to be great. When we started Brescia, it was 24 hours. It was day and night. We started in the middle of the summer, back to school season. Lord, me did sorry for my brother. Because I don't sew, still don't sew, couldn't sew then. I'm alone, would have met the bags, would have helped for cut out and trim up and deal with the customers and do everything else. At nights when, you know, we had to keep going, I would have make him tea, find him food, crackers, for bust some gas, play music and build vibe to encourage him and to keep the vibes going. Again, collaborate to be great. I find that in Jamaica, too many times, we are not open to collaboration because everybody wants the glory for themselves. We don't realize that the small cake that you have, if you collaborate, then it becomes so much bigger, to the point where if you own a slice of this bigger cake, that slice is bigger than the little cake that you alone, the cupcake that you alone have. And that is how you create real wealth, through collaboration. You cannot do it alone. And by collaboration, it means that communication will be important. You have to learn to give and receive feedback, give and take. The creativity is key. Communication is there. You have to be a team player, because at the end of the day, greatness is what we're going after. And to accomplish that, it will take commitment, it will take collaboration, it will take sacrifice. All of those things are key and important to get into greatness, right? When we say one love to the world, it just means that we want to share the best of Jamaica to the world, because we have so much that's going on for us. We're a creative people, and we say Tonya and Makk fashion. I believe that creativity in our blood, and all we're doing at Brescia is trying to package that energy, package that creativity, drop it on some designs, drop it on some bags, and share it with Jamaicans and people in the world. So today, we don't just get support from people in Jamaica. Jamaicans abroad in UK, Florida, USA, Canada support us. We are getting orders from Paris, from France, Germany, Brazil. We don't have any Portuguese language on our roastbybrescia.com website, but we are seeing orders from these places. The world is there for the taking, guys. And the internet is a tool that opens up opportunities that bring them literally to a doorstep, to a fingertip. Don't just be a consumer of the latest technology. See how you can create the latest technology, but how you can also leverage them to create wealth, create businesses that make an impact, that is about people, that is about profit, and that is about planet. And when we say planet, we're about doing what is right for people, what is right for the planet. If the environment is unhealthy, and if we don't have an environment to exist in, then we cease to exist. Simple as that. And there's no space to operate from. So to this day, we have barrels and bags of offcuts that we keep from our production process that we will upcycle, and we have upcycled into making different products, into making backpacks, pouches, etc. Be a dream maker, be of service, make an impact, make a positive impact. You can do it. So we've grown from a team of just myself and my brother in over 9 years So this is a team that's, when this photo was taken, it was close to 50. You can do it, guys. I have absolutely no doubt that you can do it, but you have to have a strong vision, strong determination. You have to know what your why is. You have to be sure about your values and go for it. Because there are days that clients never pay up on time. There are days when we struggled. We've had hard times. You have to be prepared for it. You have to have grit. It's not a bed of roses like a lot of us as entrepreneurs makes it seem. We oftentimes we only show you the nice things. When we dress up and put on one suit and one nice boot and step out. You understand? We don't tell you enough about the pitfalls. We don't tell you enough that, boy, this thing is something that will require you to be vulnerable. Sometimes all you'll have to eat is crackers and lemonade or tea. You cannot go to the latest parties. You have to miss out on some opportunities. Relationships will be affected because you don't have the time, because you're working and investing so much into building something from the ground up. And it's really something that you have to be committed to. I mentioned this earlier. Do not be a me too. Find ways to distinguish yourself. Find ways to stand out, to look different, to be different. Find your niche. You don't have to go mass. Your customer should not be everybody. Who are you serving? What problem are you fixing for them? What solution are you providing for this niche? What will make you so strong in the market that nobody can easily step in and knock you out as a competitor? As a competitor. I am closing off now. I'm just running through all of these, Shanake. You have to care about the environment, as I said to you. When we started out, we were very clear on this, wanted to make an impact. For us, one of the ways that we distinguished ourselves in the market, we offer personalization. In fact, we started as a 100% customized company. So you could have gotten colors that you wanted, fabric that you wanted. Now we give you your name, your initials. Jane has supported us over the years. So with them, add them logo to their designs and give to their clients, their team members. Guys, find and think about ventures and ways to earn and to invest, right? It is biblical. It is supported. Money is not something that we should shy away from. We should not make it our God. We should not serve it. We should see it as a tool to make an impact, to give back. This is a sample of our Roast by Brescia design. In COVID, we had to come up with something to keep Brescia going. I sent to my team for about a month, and then I said to myself, them still have bills to pay. They still have children, mouths to feed. How are they going to survive? And I called them up on a Zoom like we're here today and said, guys, join from my performing arts background. The show must go on. We need to figure it out. We need to find something. And in COVID, we started mask. And when we started, we never have hand to sell leather mask. We did something different from what everybody else was doing. So again, you have to be creative. You have to collaborate. You have to innovate, right? You have to know the culture of the people to make sure that it's relevant as well, so you can make a solid impact. So in a nutshell, that's what the company has been about. Use up the technology, find great partners that you can work with and you can leverage as brand ambassadors. Make sure you start an account that could possibly be with Jane Bank and route all of your business operations and things that you do in the business through this business account, because when we go to them for the loan, they'll want to see this and make sure you're not mixing your personal and your business finances. Are you prepared for it? It's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. It is risky. It is a vulnerable job. It is vulnerable work. And so your heart and soul must be in it. The debt that you'll have to deal with, sometimes lawsuits, sometimes eviction if things not going according to plan. These are realities that you have to be prepared for, that we don't talk about enough. All right. So I'm just running through, but that's our website, roastbybrescia.com. You can check out our products, you can order, you can get gift cards for yourselves, your family, your friends, whatever it is. But just to say to you, we have so much that's going on for us. We have so many opportunities in this country. Don't be like a lot of people that just see problems. When you see problems, just know it's an opportunity for you as an entrepreneur to create a solution that adds value, and that people are willing to pay for. So that's the mindset, the growth mindset that I want us to have as we embark on our entrepreneurial journeys. Just know that we can do it because we are young, we're ambitious, and if we apply ourselves and utilize our cultural traits, the things that are good, or traditional things that people love about us, then you can actually utilize these things and actually make money and do good at the same time. Remember, people, profit, planet, collaborate to be great. You don't have to kill off yourself to do it alone. One love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to some young entrepreneurs being formed out of this program.